Hey everyone, we're here at the WizKids US Nationals and sitting down and playing a game with Scott Crampton from the 4 Points Gaming Club, doing a little Scott versus Scott mirror match of Alpha Flight using the new Avengers Round Table. There seems to be a lot of Scots that play HeroClix.
There is. There's a lot of Scots. Too many Scots.
Yeah, well,
you should Highlander rule Scott.
We'll give a shout out to Porter and Ruben and all the other Scots that play HeroClix. But right now, we just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the Avengers Round Table and how it works in the game. So I'll do a quick run through of how the Avengers Round Table works. This allows you to play up to 6 of the new Avengers ID cards that will be found in Avengers Assembled, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and other ways and other sets, Age of Ultron, some promo ones, and by participation in the Age of Ultron event. You can play up to 6 cards on this. Each card costs 5 points. The base costs 5 points, so you have to have at least 1 card assigned, so it's anywhere from 10 points to 35 points. Everybody following me? Good. Jumping right into the powers and how it works. Each ID card has its call and help ability, which is how you can play the cards normally without the round table. You can still access that power playing the round table. So you can use the call and help ability with each of your cards, just as if you were playing them normally. And there's also special powers now, new things that get unlocked when you play them with the round table. First and foremost, when you are playing this resource, it has a trait on it. So at the beginning of the game, after you reveal forces, before you set your characters on the map, you can actually swap out a character from your sideline that's on your sideboard with an ID card and put them into the game. So what it allows you to do is basically take a look at your opponent's team and go, man, you know, I really could use this character that's on my side. Yeah, you want to bring in Black Widow? You have to take a character off your force that's equal or higher points, and your opponent's going to automatically score that card. So you're handing your opponents 5 points for that utility, but it gives you that versatility to be able to switch up your team depending on what your opponent's fielding. So that's a trait. Before we can get into the dial and the powers, there is another trait called Call in the Reservist. As you're clicking through the dial, there's going to be numbers that come up, and it's got a little parachute drop symbol. If you had used one of your ID cards during the course of the game, and you brought in the character through the call and help, and then you land on a click with that number of that slot, and it's empty, and it's a slot that you had paid for, what we call an active slot, you'll actually be able to bring that card back in, so you'll be able to double dip a little bit and be able to utilize that card again. So that comes up during the course of the dial. And then the dial itself has 3 powers, numbered 1, 2, 3. We start off with power number 1. Right from click 1 on the dial, you get power 1, and this actually stretches all the way through click 14. And that is called lending moral support. Lending moral support, what that does is it allows you to choose one of your characters at the beginning of your turn that's on your force, and then roll a d6 to randomly find out which ID card you can use the inspiration effect. So we're playing Alpha Flight versus Alpha Flight here. Like, let's say on my turn, I said, okay, I'm going to be making an attack with Guardian. Let me see if I can boost him up with an inspiration effect. You roll, and if you rolled a 4, I would look here and see Vision. So I have got the Vision card in slot 4. That would give him phasing teleport and the Avengers team ability, which is the inspiration effect for Vision. So I would have access to it. It's a random roll, so sometimes you might get lucky and get something good that would be helpful for you on that turn. Sometimes you might not, but you can also stack your ID cards, you know, so that there's different abilities that will benefit you.
And if I had rolled a 2 and my card's empty for Black Widow, I get nothing.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. If the slot's empty, you wouldn't get the effect for it. But once we click up, now let's talk about how we click the dial.
Sure.
The dial is clicked. If you were to use the call-in help ability and call in a character, like if I called in Shang-Chi for the turn, brought him in, and did an action with him, if I use the call-in help ability, you roll a d6, and you click it that many times. So you roll the 5, we click 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It also clicks when any of your characters take damage. Getting up to, as I said, power 1 is clicks 1 through 14. starting at click 15, you've got Power 2. Power 2 is where it really starts to heat up. Power 2 is I can't get there, but I can advise. And what that does is it allows you to actually choose any one of your cards in an active slot, and your entire team gets that inspiration effect.
Wow, okay.
You can't choose the same card 2 turns in a row.
Gotcha.
That's the one limitation of it, but your whole team gets the inspiration effect. And so you can just choose. If I wanted to choose Nova here, I like to turn the cards like this on it so I can indicate which ones are active, which ones are currently active.
It also looks cooler.
Yeah, I like it. Then, of course, we want to talk about the ultimate power.
Absolutely.
What does this thing click up to? What does this come up to?
So much I've been turning my dial nonstop.
So this gets up to click 25. You can't click past it. Once you get to click 25, you stop. That power is called Avengers Assemble. Avengers Assemble allows you, it's very similar to the call-in help ability. At the beginning of your turn, you can give any number of your friendly characters a power action to bring in one of the ID characters, place them on the map. They are no longer an ID character. They are now just on your force.
Okay.
But they go away as soon as they take damage.
Yeah.
So instead of being limited through the call and help ability of being out there for 1 turn, they are there for as many turns as you can keep them.
Okay.
But as soon as they take any amount of damage, they go away, and they can't ignore pushing damage.
Sorry, Thor.
Yep. So it's very powerful, but at the same time, you're going to be balancing a little bit because in order to click your dial, you're going to be burning cards off of it. Hopefully, you might be able to double dip it when the call in the reservist comes in to put cards back. But if you can get to Avengers Assemble and you still have guys to be able to give them power actions, then you might be able to bring in a character, call in the Hulk and have him as a permanent part of your force, but he's only there until he takes damage.
And that would be on click 25.
Click 25 gives you the Avengers Assemble ability. So that's a quick run through of the Avengers Round Table. This comes out with the Age of Ultron Storyline Organized Play event, which starts in June. And you'll see the Avengers ID card starting in May with the Avengers Assemble set. Coming to you live from the WizKids US Nationals here, playing some HeroClix in the background.